Right, hello everyone, welcome back to slightly different surroundings than what you're used to. We're here in our new teaching bay at Ickleton Golf Club. I was planning on doing like a bit of a tour in this bay today, but there's a couple of bits that still need doing to it. We need like a door and some other bits, so save that for a different day. I have, however, got a bit of a treat for you today because in this video we're going to be looking at a driver which, what do you reckon, Ol? It's a bit exclusive, innit? Thankfully, here at Ickleton, we have contacts, we know people. We don't like to show off about it though. The general manager, Ashley, is very good friends with Danny Willett. This, right here, that, ladies and gents, is Danny Willett's driver. And in today's video, I'm going to smack a few. I'm going to see if it's any different to what you would expect the normal version of the Callaway Epic Speed to be. Yeah, I'm going to see if it's any good. Let's get into it. Right, so hello everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time on the channel, please make sure you're doing the usuals of liking, sharing, subscribing. As I said in that introduction, this is Danny Willett's driver. I'm very intrigued to see what happens with this. Now, we are here, like I said, in our brand new teaching bay. We've got some golf balls, we've got the GC quad set up, so I'm just going to talk about the features of this driver. I'm going to hit a couple away, show you a couple of ball flights, but the balls that we are using in the bay aren't quite premium quality, so when it comes to the closed data, we're going to go into the net, we're going to smack some in there, and we're going to see if the data stacks up to where we expect it to be. So first and foremost, this driver is a Callaway Epic Speed. Looks pretty much as you would expect it to. I dare say identical to the ones that we've got in the shop here at Ickleton. Settings wise, 9 degrees, neutral, standard setting. Willett, I'm presuming, did not mess about with draw or fade bias in his driver. Shaft wise, this is where it gets a bit juicy. It's a Diamana DF60 TX Flex, TX standing for Tour Extra Stiff, so this could be out of my wheelhouse. If you see me hyperventilating at some point in this video, that's probably because I'm trying to get my swing speed up to a point which is appropriate for this shaft. I am talking far too much. I'm going to smack some balls and we're going to see what this driver can do. It seems to be standard length. Grip wise, it's got this like Golf Pride Z grip, which is a cord. I know a lot of the tour guys prefer corded grips. I'm not a big fan myself. Anyways, who cares what I think? Well, most of you guys, I reckon. That's probably why I tune into this video. Right, so we are set up on the GC quad. I will be pulling some information up on screen for you guys as I'm hitting these shots, talking you through it, and talking you through my general impressions on this golf club. This Tour standard, shiny, Danny Willett driver. So I've just pulled up some information on my phone regarding this driver. I personally expected it to be one of the like tour issue double diamond ones. Double diamond Callaway drivers are synonymous with tour use, and they tend to be a lot lower spinning than the usual Callaway heads that are available to me and you. So 3 Callaway drivers that they're doing this year: Callaway Epic Speed, Callaway Epic Max, which is a slightly more forgiving, longer shaped head driver, and the Callaway Epic Max LS. This is just the standard Epic Speed. I would have thought of a Tour Pro to go more lower spinning, but obviously shaft combination, head combination is meaning that Danny's getting the best numbers out of this driver. So yeah, it's not the like souped up tour version that you might expect, but it is a little different. The main difference for me being in this absolutely crazy stiff shaft. That was a little bit better that time. I'm having a hard time with this at the minute to get it like spinning. Everything just seems to be proper dipping out of the air. So on that occasion, we actually achieved quite a nice drive. That was 300 yard of carry, a little bit left to where we were aiming. Most of these have been on the left side. With me only hitting balls today for the first time in about 3 months, that's probably explaining a little bit of the rustiness. That's probably, I would say, first good shot that I've hit, and it's gone like a rocket, to be fair. Still not had one that's gone to the right hand side of the fairway though, so that's usually more so down to me than the club. That were a bit better one. So we're not scrutinising over the numbers that we're getting from these golf balls because they're not the usual premium ones that we use, but so far, I mean, distances are pretty decent. My accuracy on the other hand, debatable. Ropey. Room for improvement. Room for improvement, that's what we like to hear. There we go. Yeah, that was 289 carry. Spins round about where you want to see it. Again, we'll look more to the data when it comes to using proper golf balls. Feel wise, you know, I'm very surprised that to say this is like a tour use driver, it's not actually a tour spec driver, if that makes sense to you guys at home. So you can get this driver from Callaway yourself, and I thought it would be a case of there might be a couple of nuances with this driver, like, you know, the double diamondness, the little bit of low spinning. Looks wise, it's as plain, I think, as we're going to see a driver these days. You know, Ping have the turbulators, Callaway more so just go for this sleek look, very rounded in shape, a little bit of carbon on the crown. It's very plain. It's almost like I'm expecting this driver to be something that it isn't. It's just normal, and we're getting numbers which are like normal for me. Yeah, 287. So like dispersion wise front to back, it's very consistent despite me using a variety of golf balls. Dispersion left and right, we'll not talk about that, let's talk about something else. Cool, 2 in a row. That's a new high score for today, I think that. 2 good ones in a row. So, impressions of this golf club before I do a little bit of dry ball testing. Shaft is very stiff and you can feel that. I feel as though if you're not absolutely dialed into what you're doing with regards to controlling your club face, it's going to show you up due to the severity of this shaft. When you get it right though, it's just like a good normal Callaway driver. Interesting. Right, let's go and collect some dry ball data and then we'll have a chat about this driver in a bit. See you there. Right, so we're in the net now. I'm just going to collect some dry ball data. A couple of concerns that I've got. This shaft feels absolutely stiff as a board. It's one of the most unforgiving shafts that I've ever used. Headwise though, with this being the same as what is available for everyone to get, it feels like just your standard Callaway driver. Like I've said a couple of times, I'm expecting a bit more exclusiveness. It's just the same. I don't know whether Danny is currently gaming a proper tour head, which has been specifically designed for him, but in this instance, this was a driver that he was using for a while. This is your standard head with a crazy stiff shaft in it. Right, GC quad is set up, we're in the nets like I said. I'm going to make 10 shots with my Strixon Z Stars. I'm going to get some proper data now. Now obviously my rustiness has got a little bit, or quite a large bit, to play in this test, but what you didn't see off camera was that I used my other driver in our teaching bays and it wasn't as left as this, so it's leading me to believe that shaft and stiffness of it is having a big effect on this. Right, decent one to finish on. Let's go back inside and have a look at those all important numbers. Right, so let's have a look at those all important numbers. I'm going to pull all these figures up on screen so you can see them now. So we had average ball speed 164, average backspin 2,500. Now that is slightly lower spinning than I'm used to, and I'm leaning to think that that's the shaft doing that. Average peak height 42 yards, average carry 280, a little bit more than what I normally see distance wise, probably due in part to the lower spin. Offline, this is where it can be slightly misleading sometimes, an average of 5.4 yards right, which is hitting every fairway every day of the week. However, you will also see big left and right misses. So again, not only did we see huge dispersions on the driving range, but we also saw it in this test as well. So it's leading me to believe that the stiffness of that shaft is heavily contributing to my failure to control where that golf ball is going. Also plays a big part that it's the first time I've hit golf balls in about 3 months, but I'm not into making excuses for myself. Club data, everything as you'd expect. I'm swinging at about 115 a minute, which is pretty quick for me. Club path, face to path, all that kind of stuff is pretty good. Right then, conclusions. I always used to downplay the significance of a shaft in a golf club. That was because the previous testing that I've done, the previous fitting that I've done, we never used to see that big a difference when changing from shaft to shaft due to the fact that the golfers' variances, how they presented that club, was equally as wide. I think as soon as you start to get to the slightly better golfer, that's when your shaft starts making more of a difference. I'm not saying it don't make a massive difference for your higher handicappers, but I'm starting to lean towards the fact that I think it makes more of a difference for golfers with a more consistent impact variances. Was this driver as I expected it to be? Like, yes and no. The reason that I say yes is because like in that specification of a 9-degree head that is standard, I expect it to go roughly that distance. I expect with the shaft that I'm not used to, I expect it to be more dispersed than I'm again normally used to. The reason why I say no is because I was expecting a bit more. With it being a tour issue as used by a major champion driver, I'm expecting a bit more, I don't know, glitter. So there we go, that was the full review of the Danny Willett Callaway Epic Speed driver. If you want to see me put this driver through its paces, test it out against other manufacturers, other models within the Callaway range, please leave me a comment in that section below and let me know which drivers you'd like me to try it against. And also, if you want to see me take that driver out onto the course, again, leave a comment in the section below. Thank you ever so much for watching, really appreciate it. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers now, which is pretty mental. I think we're like 10 off, so as ever, I always appreciate the support. Do the usuals, like, share, subscribe. Till next time, thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next one. Later. Bye.